This is the official S10 Plus long-term review. We've had this tablet for a while. I've been using it on the daily, and since the last video, which got literally multicultural hate, okay? You guys were on me. Alright, for a lot of different reasons, some of them perhaps valid, like 7 years of updates. I can't review that. Like, that's not a reviewable thing for me, right? But there were also people that wanted to vouch for this new MediaTek chip. Some people were like, you're too harsh. You're way too harsh on this chip. It's actually not that bad. This video is to do a real day in the life benchmark test. So I'm not going to do Geekbench. I don't even know how to run a Geekbench. We're going to look at exactly how this tablet performs in your actual day-to-day experiences across 3 main experiences. Number 1 is going to be web browsing. How is web browsing on Google Chrome on this tablet with multiple apps and tabs open as well? So we're kind of going to push it and see exactly what it can give us. The second benchmark test is going to be across gaming. A lot of people are going to buy this tablet, this keyboard, and you're going to want a game. And so we're going to see exactly how this MediaTek chip is performing. And the last benchmark we're going to run is going to be in productivity and multitasking. This is a beast of a tablet. Of course, just like the S9 Plus. On this, we're going to go ahead and see exactly how it handles heavy productivity loads that a lot of people are going to putting this tablet through. And I'm not talking about Notion. We're going to go, a few steps further than that. So let's get started with this benchmark. Number 1 with the Google Chrome tabs. And by the way, if you're looking at this keyboard, look at how gorgeous this is. It's kind of heavy. It has heft and weight to it. It is built solidly. The key lights are backlit, okay? So it is a very high quality keyboard case. It's linked down below. It's by DEXNOR, and it is available for the S9 FE, the S9 Plus, the S7 FE, the bigger version, S10 Plus. All of them are compatible with this single model. So you have a lot of coverage with this keyboard, and it is one of my favorites. Let's get the game started. Let's go with Google Chrome tabs. We're gonna go and head. I'm gonna open a few tabs here. We're gonna open a few news articles. So right now we're at normal human being level. 10 tabs are open, and we're seeing a few problems. First of all, look really closely here. Let's go really close. Put your cornea right on the display. Look at that. It just loaded. At 10 tabs, this is having issues keeping all the tabs loaded. You see, when 10 tabs are open, it took about 3 minutes for all of the tabs to load the pages they were supposed to load. 17 tabs are open now. We are still having some issues with 2 of the pages loading. They're not loading essentially, but that could be an issue with the page. However, if we look and click on any other tab, I've got an anime playing right now, and it's playing fine, perfectly fine, no delay whatsoever. We're now at psychotic behavior with 77 tabs open on Google Chrome, all running different pages, and we're going to go ahead and see how my anime is playing. I'm just going to refresh the page. Okay, it's kind of playing really good right now. So I'm on 9 anime illegally or legally, I don't really know. If you're someone who's browsing, like mine, it's still working, guys. 77 tabs. Can we reopen those tabs? Absolutely no problem. There's a little bit of a buffering, little quick little bloop, but it's back. What anime is this, by the way? This looks good. Watching Future Folk Tales 2. Okay, I haven't seen Future Folk Tales 1. If you're buying this to browse, if you're buying this to look at videos online and do different things online, you're not going to be having any kind of issues unless you're like an ultra psycho. Otherwise, if you're normal, if you're even running 20 tabs, you're not even going to notice it slowing down. That's what I've been able to tell, and even over the past months of having used this device, it hasn't given me any issues when it comes to Chrome. So this output was rather expected. But something important, don't forget, okay? The S9 Plus has the same performance. Like, it's not worse, okay? So it also performs when it comes to opening all kinds of different Chrome tabs just as good as the S10 Plus, and I haven't had any issues with my tabs on that tablet either, okay? So with that being said, we've got the Chrome test out of the way. Let's take a look at the gaming experience and just pushing the gaming capabilities, or maybe issues with gaming capabilities. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, please smash the subscribe button. It really helps grow a channel like the Chilled Fossil. Also, go ahead and follow us on our Instagram at Chilled Fossil if you want to be part of our monthly giveaway, where we give away different merch to one of you guys. All you have to do is follow our Instagram and like that month's corresponding picture. Okay, it's gonna have it in the caption. What better game to play than Genshin Impact on the tablet? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, you got this DEXNOR keyboard. Surely you can use the keyboard to play the game. You can control the character. That's an Apple thing. That's something you can do on the iPad. Android, you cannot do it. Now, there are ways, there are some go-arounds where you have to download certain third-party apps that convert keyboard input to touch input, which is not going to work as good as just playing it with the touchscreen. Now, obviously, you might be like, you didn't even go into the settings. I absolutely did. Go into the settings, and then you have to go into controls, control type, touchscreen. The keyboard option ain't even there. So yes, you cannot use this DEXNOR keyboard, or even a Samsung native keyboard will not work. No Bluetooth keyboard is going to work with an Android tablet if you want to play Genshin with your keyboard. Big sadness, okay? Look. Gaming itself, guys, it's smooth, okay? It is absolutely a smooth experience. Now, I'm playing this on the highest settings, obviously. We are at graphic quality is high by default, brightness is normal, but render resolution is high as well. Shadow quality is medium, that doesn't matter. FPS, I'm gonna push this. Let's push this to 60. Current performance load is too high, which can lead to overheating and serious lagging. Well, there you go. It does say it's overclocked. Let's just see what happens. Okay, it looks smooth. I love how this looks. The tablet itself was also like really light. In my personal opinion, I enjoy Genshin so much more on tablets than I do on phones. What am I doing? What am I doing here? Even though it is overclocked, it's heating right over here. I do have a heat gun, which allows me to test exactly, you know, the heat. I don't feel like going and getting it and then putting batteries in it. It's just getting hot right here. Right here, it's hot. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. Now I gotta climb all the way up. Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, 20 minutes of gaming. Running around town, shooting arrows at random people. It's my hobby. The game itself is on, and the tabs are on, and the anime plays, ladies and gentlemen. It keeps playing. It can handle these loads. And like I said, it hasn't gone extremely hot. You can start feeling the center where it is getting a little bit hotter, but on this case, obviously you're not gonna feel it. I'm not gonna copyright it. All right, you're not seeing any kind of degradation in performance. So, highest caliber Android gaming, you're perfectly fine. Psychotic behavior on the Google Chromes, and you're still perfectly fine. Let's take a look at our last benchmark, the multitasking productivity benchmark. Now, I could put up Notion, show you guys a few different tabs and, you know, just run through that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because that's not hard enough. That's too easy. What is the most productivity heavy thing that I'm doing on this tablet, and that a lot of people are starting to get into, a new thing on tablets, is video editing. Usually video editing, who's done back there? Who's done on the, you know, the big box with the RTX 3080? Just kidding. I have a 1660i from like 2020, so I don't have the cash, but back there, okay, that's where all the video editing used to happen. Now, with the encore of TikTok and all of these people watching things on their phones, which don't need to be 4K because it's not long form, people are gonna be there for 30 seconds. More important is the editing and the effects than the actual video quality itself. So let's go ahead and test my favorite video editing app on Android. Since 2021, every single video that you've watched on this channel has been edited on Wondershare Filmora, and they're sponsoring this video as well. They have an Android app. They also have a Apple app as well, so you can use it on Macs, you can use it on iPhones, you can use it on the S23 Ultra, but also Android tablets. And this is where you hit that perfect balance in portability and productivity. But let's go ahead and see if it can actually perform and give us the robust feature set that Wondershare has to offer. Let's take a look. So first of all, I've got a video loaded on my timeline on Wondershare. Now, before you can even add a video, there's a bunch of options you have to create AI reels and TikTok stories and all kinds of things like that, which is just a whole world in and of itself, really specialized for the short form content creator. So whether it's YouTube reels or it's TikTok stories, all of those are going to be perfect if you're someone in that niche. But for people like me who are doing long form videos, we need this timeline and we need to get a video into the timeline. Now this is a 4K video that I'm running right now. It rendered immediately, okay? It creates a proxy file so I can start editing without having any kinds of issues, and then when I go to export it, it gives me that 4K file. But there's no SD card slot on this tablet. Gotta use one of these. USB-C to HDMI adapter, okay? There is a lot that I can do here, ladies and gentlemen. These are some professional features that I have in a tablet, which is awesome. The first thing I'm doing with any video that I have is going to be color edits, okay? So I've got all of these like opacity, filters, adjustments that I can make to the color themselves. So right now you're watching a video which is color corrected using Wondership Filmora's AI on the tablet. You've seen text throughout this video. How am I getting it there? It's on the tab. Actually, you can go to this tab corner right here, and you could add music, which obviously you guys hear music, so that means I added music through here. But also there's a whole library of sound effects that you can use that are copyright free for your TikTok reels or YouTube videos. And Wondershare saves it all on the cloud, so it doesn't matter if you're logging in with a Android device or with your desktop. As soon as you get in, you have access to the entire library of audio sounds, videos, stock videos, and stock effects, which I use abundantly throughout my videos. But here you can see the text option, and when I click on it, you can now add text, but you can also add AI captions on a tablet. Some videos I do that, some of them I don't, but I'm always adding this text option. So if I go there, well, there you go. Different styles, different fonts, different templates. We have art and we have animation. Animation is the really cool part because look at all of those effects. All of that's available to you, but these are the pre-done animations, right? These are the ones that are already in the box. You can make custom animations as well using keyframes, so the text moves exactly where you want it to move. It's really cool. If I'm using a different app, and this is just kind of, you know, glazing at this point, but another app called they also have a lot of different like options, but it takes such a long time for things to load. For like just all of these like different animations of text, it would take like a proper 5 minutes of you sitting there waiting for each one to load one after the other. This one, just like that. One of the major advantages of having this on a tablet is instead of having to use my scroll wheel, I can use my fingers. I can zoom in by pinching in, and I can zoom out like that as well. And I can go through the timeline relatively quickly and very precisely. Now, as I'm going through, if I want to add cuts, like right there, I can easily do that with this. So now the two are cut. I can push it away. I can add a keyframe as well, so I can move things around and make it shaky. All of that is available here. So aside from the color settings, aside from the text animations, I'm also going to be using a ton of audio settings because audio is a big part of videos. And so if I go into the audio settings here, I can do noise reduction, and automatically AI gets it in, does the whole video. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add some effects. Again, it's one click. It's so easy. I can just go down, add effect, and there's a bunch of pre-done effects, and you guys saw how fast that loaded. You saw how fast that loaded. And if I add it to my video, boom, you saw how fast that loaded. So if I go again, there you go. So it's literally one click, it's immediate, and this is a 4K file that I'm running right now as well, guys, and it's adding all of these effects immediately. So yeah, the app is fantastic. And obviously this isn't an exhaustive run of all the features that Filmora has to offer. It has way more, and you can get incredibly creative with some of the things that you can do. Plus, a really clean software that's easy and intuitive to use makes this app one of my absolute favorite video editing apps, and also is the one productivity app that I'm using the most to put out these videos on the tabs and on my desktop. So hands down, this is just the best, in my opinion, the best video editing software for so many beginners and experienced users alike. The tablet it's performing. It's rendered a 4K video. It's added all kinds of effects to the 4K video while a game is still running in the background. Genshin is still running. While, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look if our anime actually runs. No. We're gonna go ahead and refresh. Okay, you saw the refresh. Instant. It runs. Why'd you gotta do this to me? Okay, look, so this is the verdict on the S10 Plus benchmark examination. It's a good damn tablet. It's a good tablet, I'll tell you that. It's a good tablet. It is the king. It's the king of all tablets right now. But is it better than the S9 Plus? That's my whole shtick, ladies and gentlemen. My whole thing isn't that this is a bad tablet. As you saw, it is phenomenal. Is it heating, by the way? Nope. The only heat that I actually experienced was during Genshin, when we were playing Genshin. Other than that, it's cooled down again. Now, I didn't show you guys Dex because I don't believe in Dex anymore. I've lost my trust, okay? Samsung had a fantastic app with the Windows-esque experience. Then they got rid of the Windows-esque experience, but still, kept it so I could switch back and forth. It's obvious they don't really care about innovating in Dex, because the thing that Dex needs is optimization. We don't need new, layouts. We need to optimize Dex for apps like WhatsApp, for apps like YouTube and YouTube Studios. Dex does not work, man. Dex, there's so many apps that Dex just doesn't work for. I actually don't want to show you who's here on Christmas. I got some celebrities in units, ladies and gentlemen. We got some celebs. Okay, I can't show you guys. It's hot stuff happening in my units. I wish I was there. Obviously, some tabs are just not optimized for Dex. A lot of apps are actually not optimized for Dex. That's why I'm not going to include Dex in my whole thing, because it's also going to be the exact same on the S9 Plus and the S8 Plus and in coming tablets, unless Samsung does something about optimization of different apps. The S10 Plus is a fantastic tablet. Even months later, I don't have anything to hit on this tab about. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it. If no one knew about what was inside this tablet, or if Samsung told us, that's my issue with Samsung. They didn't tell us, directly. On their whole website, we did this whole thing in the last video. We went to their whole website and they didn't even mention a MediaTek chip, except that last year's tab and the S9 Plus and the S8 Plus, they always mention it's got the latest Snapdragon and whatnot. But this time, they didn't even want to talk about it like it was going to hurt them. But I would rather them tell us and, tell us with some pride than let us find out that, hey, they switched out the Snapdragon for a cheaper chip. Because a lot of you guys are making the point that, hey, 7 years of software updates, which is fantastic, great. I don't care right now because that's 7 years away. Samsung might not even be around 7 years. Who knows? God forbid, of course. But the point is that right now, we're talking about a short-term preview of a new chip that we're just getting to know. For now, in the early days, it's performing incredibly well. It's performing fantastically. It's performing on par with the likes of the S9. And honestly, in some ways, I think it's a little bit better, specifically when it comes to tabs. It just goes insane. My anime is probably still running. Can I? It's probably 4 tabs right now, right? So yeah, of course, my anime is running. No worries. Don't worry about it. But what we don't know yet is how it does in the long term. How the chip itself performs in the long term is something we don't know, because 7 years from now, we might get an update, but the chip might be fried. It might be a chip that is susceptible to heat damage, more susceptible than the Snapdragon. It might be a chip that actually breaks down. We just don't know how this chip is going to fare in the long term, and that's why it's important to be critical, especially when they're also being kind of underhanded about this chip. It's better to be critical than to just accept it and be like, no, 7 years, guys, 7 years of updates. Get your garbage. Get your garbage. Take your garbage away. If you want to glaze Samsung, take your garbage away. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this video. I hope you learned some. I didn't, because I've been using this tablet. I already knew exactly how this was going to perform, but I hope you learned something in that it's absolutely fantastic. If you want to see more, make sure to smash the subscribe button. We're going to keep bringing you updates on the longevity of this chip and these peripheries in future videos, so definitely stay around, stay tuned for that. But until next time, take it easy. Peace.